passes me how, you know, I don't like the fact that LeBron has been put in this situation that he has to almost be the spokesperson for the black populace. You know what I'm saying? And that he ain't old enough for one. You know what I'm saying? When you got somebody like John Carlos sitting somewhere and he can handle this for us. Him and Dr. Tommy Smith, they can give us what we need to be able to have a real genuine holistic approach to how this thing can roll out.
Mm-hmm.
Good,
Well,
not just for you, but for the entirety of America and the world, man. Because now, the athlete is such a phenomena that it carries imagery worldwide,
mhm.
like we saw with the NBA and China thing one day.
Gotcha. We got our first phone call. 562. What's up?
Shout out to my brother Craig, this Duke from the LB.
Peace, peace. What's up, good brother? How the boys doing? How the boys doing, man?
They're
That's
good,
dope.
man. They just asked about you. All good.
That's beautiful.
Good, man. Good, good.
Look, man, real fast. Racism, Christianity, and white supremacy has affected our people, Craig. Speak on that a little bit, man. How we've been thrown off track through that book you just spoke on
Right.
about the Bible. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Appreciate you, brother. Tell the family I said what's up, man.
Oh,
Everybody
man,
be good.
your boys, I
Righteous.
appreciate you, Duke. Thank you, brother.
And so, okay, when we look at Christianity, slavery, racism, we have to go like to 1400 before you will find the first image of a white spiritual being. And
Mm,
that was with Michelangelo and what he was doing. So a lot of the history has been shaped and parsed in a way where white is right. You know, my son was saying, my son was equating it to a rap artist, and that King James just was the bomb at the time. So he was the coldest rapper. So we go with King James thing. It's one of the things where this whole historical, the Jesus piece, when we look at that, when we look at the imagery that was burned into our minds as young men. I remember my household, it was in growing up in probably every household during the early 60s and 70s, you had three people on the wall. You had John F. Kennedy, you had Jesus, and you had Dr. King. And it was that triunion that was there, but at the same time, you had that larger focus that was the Jesus, and that he was the hair was blonde or brown, eyes brown. He didn't look nothing like me,
mhm.
but it was over me. And him being over me had a certain power, had a
Mm,
certain power every time I walked by and looked at it. It was,
mhm.
man, what did I do? And I want to go to hell. And
Mhm.
now, and those images are
Mute your
are
phone.
fired are fired into us so heavy as young people that if you don't get a chance, like me, I was blessed to have had the Christianity, the Baptist background with my granny. But at the same time, when I went to school at Long Beach State, I
Mm,
had a chance to see black religion
mm,
and how it and the effect of black nationalism and revolutionaries from around the world, and seeing the historical aspect of religion and how what was taught in Egypt and how it was broken down in the biblical sense and how all of these things tied together. So, like Brother Duke is saying, that the the God factor
mm.
in racism is so prevalent
Wow.
that if if Jesus looks like the CEO of a company, then the CEO got power. You know what I'm saying? If the Jesus piece is that everybody that look like him is better than me, and that's the way we was taught, is that you got it. You could divine was white.
Mm,
You would divinity was whiteness, and that all of the imagery of beauty and everything else. The beauty, like John Wayne. John Wayne was the beholder of strength and power and privilege,
mm.
and we hated the Indians when it was when the Cowboys and Indians was throwing down. Man, we wanted all the red men to be wiped out, not knowing that that's us.
Mm. Facts. Big fact.
Man, it's just a layered on effect, man, and
Mm,
that layer we have to peel back those layers to be able to give our children the true perspective that God and righteousness beholding in you.
mm.
That if you read it and read it where it is you, that if the Creator created you in His image, then you are it. You are it. That you don't have to look outside, and you shouldn't. You are who you are, and you can feel good about that.
Mm.
You can have great potential in that. And out of that, and one of the biggest parts, man, if we look into the historical aspect of Christianity and we see how all of the saints, we need to study that with our children and look at where the African influence in religion, in culture, worldwide. You know, when you look at what happened with the Moorish Empire in Spain and how they brought mathematics and the like to Europe, man, it's so much. It's so much within it that is us, and that we are the spiritual. We are the book incarnate. But it's so much in them books that has been miscued to make it look like the book is not about us; it's about somebody else.
Gotcha. We got